larger role than here too, as far as Quad is concerned. We also
Professor Madhav Nalapat, editorial director of the Sunday Guardian, is also joining us now live on the broadcast. Professor Nalapat, clear global ripples to your op-ed in the Sunday Guardian. What do you make of this response that has come in from the Yunus dispensation?
Look, Uday, one cannot be surprised at this report, because the fact is the Yunus administration has been caught. I don't want to use the rest of that sentence, but the fact is that the Yunus administration, this was a searchlight by Sunday Guardian on what is happening in Bangladesh. And I have multiple individuals who have told me the horrors that they have been facing at the hands of these extremist mobs. I'm happy to say the Bangladesh army has largely kept out of it, but I want to say that I think it's important that the army assert itself and not just remain a spectator. And again, I remind you, Uday, during the situation in 1971, when the Mukti Bahini and the Indian armed forces liberated Bangladesh from tyranny, the international media was silent about it. And until it was freed from tyranny, so was the media in Bangladesh. They said nothing about what was going on. Nothing less than genocide was going on there. And frankly, nothing less than genocide went on in Pakistan, as General Saigal will know from his family experience. The same thing went on in Pakistan. And frankly, the media equated India and Pakistan, which is absurd, completely absurd. Here, of course, Yunus government is giving a clean chit to itself. And it is expected that they will give a clean chit to themselves. But I hope that this story jogs the international media. I know that Sunday Guardian is circulated across the world online, and I hope that this shines a spotlight on the actual situation there, and that the international media would wake up from its relative dormancy and ensure that what is being doing now in Bangladesh does not basically follow what it did in 1971, when the Pakistan army systematically carried out a genocide under under the generals there. The horrifying genocide. The same kind of genocide was carried out in Pakistan also. The noble Sikh community, the Hindus, of course, and moderate Muslims. A terrible thing happened there. And the same thing has happened in Bangladesh. And fortunately, the Indian armed forces and the Mukti Bahini came to a rescue. And quite frankly, the situation there is reaching a level where I think we in India need to examine very carefully what needs to be done, because this situation cannot go on. You cannot have one terror hub, another terror hub, and frankly, a huge country trying to light fires of terror against India all around India's neighborhood and inside India. So I think, Uday, I'm quite happy that Sunday Guardian carried my piece. I have no apologies for writing it, no regrets at all. All I can say to Dr. Yunus is that I was once your ardent admirer for decades about Grameen Bank. But frankly, I did not believe the charges against you by the Awami League government. But today, I am totally appalled and horrified. And I wish you would reclaim that old Mohammed Yunus spirit, the Grameen Bank spirit, and try and do something about it. And if you cannot do something, do the honorable thing and resign. And it's no secret that he went into exile. Frankly, nobody paid for his exile, as far as I'm aware. So who paid for it then?
Yes. Professor Nalapat, also, as you're saying that it's time that the international media also wake up from their slumber, begin to report on this. Their conscience should awaken perhaps after, reading this piece of yours and also seeing the reaction of the Yunus government to it. Everyone follows Mohammed Yunus abroad. It's time that they take cognizance then of this, piece and its intention as well. Also, perhaps it's time for the world to also, start speaking up more for minorities' rights, for what's happening in Bangladesh, and how that's wrong.
Uday, you hit the nail on the head. There's no question that silence is in a way consent. So if you have silence, it's in a way consenting to what is happening now in Bangladesh. I'm really sorry to see history repeat itself so tragically. And of course, that history had a happy ending, and all this is being erased as we speak. It's being erased from public memory. It's sought to be erased from textbooks. It's sought to be erased from curricula. All these are demonstrated facts. These are known to, I presume, they are known to Dr. Yunus. And these are known facts today. Frankly, all Sunday Guardian has done is to shine a very bright spotlight on what is happening in Bangladesh and the travail of the Bangladeshi people, including moderate Muslims. And for example, members of the Awami League, who are overwhelmingly Muslim. What fault have they committed? I mean, why are they being hounded and persecuted? Why are they being removed from their jobs? Why is much worse, imprisonment coming to them? And I'm sure if Mohammed Yunus is not aware of this, then he's living in a bubble somewhere, and he needs to come out of that. Look around him, travel around him, and check the facts. And if he does so, I hope he will try to take corrective action. And if he cannot, well, go into exile a second time around, but at least honorably, rather than now, where frankly he is ruining his earlier wonderful reputation. Thank you, Uday.
Interestingly, that option was on the table just a few days back. It seemed that he was being pushed to the wall, he was going to flee, but something changed. He came out and said that, no, I'm going to stay, until possibly these elections happen at the end of the year. What do you believe caused that rethink?
Look, I want to say that I hope he has not made a Faustian bargain. I hope that as a man, he should be a man of honor, and he should not have stayed back in power because of the immense trappings of power. And may I say that the trappings of power are fantastic. You have staff, you have facilities, you have services. I mean, everybody is at your feet. Everybody is groveling at your feet. So I hope he has not stayed behind because of that. I hope he stays behind out of a genuine desire to rectify a situation. But looking at this denial, I am very doubtful of that, Uday.
Yes, it's being looked at as a complete meltdown by the Yunus dispensation. What do you believe has pinched them so much about what you've written? Is it the fact that you've merely showed a mirror to Dr. Yunus and his government?
Truth, Uday, a simple thing, truth. That's all. All we showed was the truth. And the truth is frightening to some people. It's frightening only to those who are committed to falsehoods, who are committed to what has been revealed by the elixir of truth. Truth and transparency is essential in any democracy. You can't ban a major political party. You can't have mobs going around and persecuting people. And these are there in plain sight in streets all over Bangladesh. At the village level as well, this kind of thing has been happening. There are tens and hundreds of thousands of anecdotal reports on that. And you can't make up tens and hundreds of thousands of anecdotal reports with names, with faces. So I just want to say, please, Dr. Yunus, please get out of that bubble. Please go into a real situation in Bangladesh. Try and take corrective action, and then you will redeem your honor.
What prompted you to write this piece in the first place, Professor Nalapat?
Frankly, some briefings by 3-4 people, the situation was really bad, and the advisor was doing nothing about it. I felt it's important to write on that subject. You'll notice, for example, that long back, a lot of nuclear engineers, scientists, and technicians were one by one committed suicide, so-called. I wrote in the Sunday Guardian, there's something mysterious about all this. What is going on? And frankly, those suicides stopped almost as soon as that article appeared. So obviously, and I know the two countries involved in that. I'm not going to name them, but because they're not hostile to India anymore, far from it. But this is the kind of thing that we do in the Sunday Guardian. We expose the facts, how inconvenient the facts are, how inconvenient the truth is. And as a consequence, I think that the Sunday Guardian as an entity is serving the public interest and is serving the public good. Uday.
Do we expect to see some follow-up pieces from you, perhaps a response very soon on this very topic itself, Professor Nalapat?
Look, Uday, I'm not going to dignify this with a response on, frankly. I'm not going to dignify it with that. I don't want to get into a slanging match with anybody. That's not my style. I have my say. Somebody refutes it. I stand by the story, and that's it. I'm not going to go a ping pong match of refutation, then fake allegation, then again refutation. I'm not going to go into that kind of a match. Thank you very much, Uday.
My final question to you then, where do you see the situation in Bangladesh headed in the next few weeks?
Frankly, as of now, it is getting worse. It's going downhill by the day. And that's why I thought it's time to write that piece. And that's why it was carried in the Sunday Guardian. I'm grateful to the publishers for always backing me, Kartikeya Sharma and Aishwarya Sharma. I'm very grateful to the editor, Joyita Basu, for her hard work and unstinted support. These three people have been of immense help to me in my efforts at uncovering inconvenient facts throughout my career in the Sunday Guardian. Uday.
Yes. In fact, Riya Dwivedi is also joining us now live. Professor Nalapat, we leave it at that. Thank you very much for being with us. And kudos to you